Welcome, one and all, to the Fake Sports League Season 3 Championship game. It has been a long, hard-fought season, and there are only 2 teams left. If you haven't seen already, check out the FSL Season 3 playlist. We run fake sports simulations using AI-generated players to see all the ups and downs, the rises and falls, the heroes and villains, the rivals. We're trying to find out what it truly is about sports that captivates us here on this channel. So if you haven't already, check out the Season 3 playlist, pick your favorite team, and root for them, and meet me back here in the championship game. This is a good one. It's been 3 seasons of history in the FSL. We have some time to get acclimated. We've gotten used to these teams and their play styles and their history here in the FSL. And there is no team with more history than the Phantoms. The Season 1 champions make their second appearance in the championship game across 3 seasons, and they have had no consistent historical struggles with any team outside the Sharks. And today they take on the Mystics. The Mystics had a very strong start in Season 1, very consistent finish in Season 2, and it has built up to this moment in Season 3. This is the best team the Mystics has ever seen. Star players on both sides of the ball. They are looking to make a splash tonight in the neutral site. This is the first time we have ever seen rivals face off in the finals. The only thing close to this was the Dragons and Knights facing off in the Final Four of Season 2, and it was one of the most electric games in FSL history. If you haven't seen it, check out the Season 2 Final Four matchup between those two on the TikTok page, link in the description below. But let's take a look under the hood. Let's look at some game strategy and key players. This team has been dominant from head to toe, and a lot of it has been because of this guy right here. Octavio Brin out of Pineview Tech. The rookie on offense is really becoming team leader, calling the shots and rallying the offense from behind. Something you'll notice about this Phantoms team is they do not have a whole lot of superstars on either side of the ball. This is a team effort. They play a really clean game. They rely on minimal turnovers, and their bread and butter is keeping a low-scoring game and outlasting their opponents. The ticket to victory for the Phantoms is going to be keeping that score low, keeping up the defensive energy, and allowing these key players like Octavio Brin to surgically pick apart the defense and edge out the scoreboard. Jared Kelly is a first-team All-Pro defender out of Zephyr College of Journalism, playing for the Phantoms today. Now you'll notice the Phantoms don't have the flashiest of defenses, but they do have the best defense in the FSL. They don't always pull down an excess of turnovers like Tobias Fonseca or Benny Bronk or Burl Packer, but what the Phantoms defense excels at is keeping the score low. The Phantoms had the least amount of points scored against them in the entirety of the FSL. The Phantoms game plan tonight: don't be a hero, trust your training, be the best version of you that you can be tonight. But this is not going to be just a walk in the park. They have to take on first-team All-Pro offense Percy Willis out of Magnolia College. This first-rounder has been absolutely everything that he's needed to be. He is the face of a high-caliber offense, and he has plenty of help from the teammates around him. The Mystics' game plan all season has been to fire on all cylinders, make good use out of turnovers. They have an electric defense that boasts the most turnovers in the FSL, and relying on guys like Percy Willis to finish the job and capitalize on those advantages. But you can't mention Percy Willis without completing the best duo in the FSL. Burl Packer out of Dunmore College has been an absolute rocket on defense, also making the first-team All-Pro list. Burl Packer absolutely shut down the MVP Marcus Evans last week to land themselves a spot in the FSL Finals. They are built like polar opposites. This is where playmakers come to shine. And there aren't many that are bigger than Burl Packer and Percy Willis. But unlike the Final Four today, these teams have played each other in the regular season. They are rivals after all, so we have 2 matchups we can look at and analyze. As I mentioned before, both these teams have been completely dominant throughout the duration of the regular season, landing both of their matchups in Week 5 and Week 10. Both of them were Game of the Week. The first one in Week 5 came down to a 1-point difference with the Phantoms winning on the road. They had their second game on week 10, also finishing in a 1-point difference in a 6-5 game, allowing the Phantoms with a regular season sweep to scoot into that first round bye in the playoffs. Despite the 2 turnovers from Burl Packer and 3 points from Percy Willis, this Mystics team was just not enough to finish off the Phantoms in either game. But that was then, and this is now. A 1-point difference in both games. This is absolutely anyone's game to win. Coming to you live from the range, this neutral site game is ready to begin. Let's meet your championship teams. On the Phantoms, Chase Dubose, Courtney May, Octavio Brand, Adafo Imono, Jared Kelly, Greg Jacobs. And for the Mystics, Percy Willis, Carlos Gutierrez, Max Peterson, Burl Pack, Boris McLean, and Stefan Fitzsimmons. And your championship game starts now. Courtney May with a quick strike, and the Phantoms take the lead early. Boris McLean comes down with one, and the Mystics capitalize. Carlos Gutierrez on the board, 1-1. And a second point for the Phantoms, this time from Chase Dubose, but Carlos Gutierrez strikes back, and Dubose back on the board, 2 to Gutierrez again, and Brent on the board this time. 4-3 Phantoms with the lead. Burl Packer gets it right back to him, and Max Peterson capitalizes on that turnover. 5 points for the Phantoms now. Brent gets his second, and Max Peterson gets his second. Burl Packer with his second takeaway, and Percy Willis on the board. 6-6 now. Chase Dubose. Time starting to become a factor here. 7 points. Dubose with 4 points today. Stefan Fitzsimmons, and this defense is firing on all cylinders, capitalizing on every turnover. 8 points now for the Phantoms, but it's tied up with under 10 seconds to go. Phantoms win the possession. McLean takes it away from him, and Percy Willis finishes. Percy Willis scores the game-winning score to seal the deal for the Mystics. Your Season 3 champions by 1 point. The FSL Mystics have done it. 4 points for Carlos Gutierrez, 3 points for Percy Willis, 2 points for Max Peterson. This Mystics offense would not be stopped. They stuck to the game plan. Every defender had at least 1 turnover, and every single point mattered in this one. What a performance from this team. Every single player on the Mystics contributed to this finals performance, and the Mystics are the 3rd champions in 3 seasons. What an electric finish from the best duo in the FSL. Burl Packer and Percy Willis gets it done for the Mystics, and there is no greater feeling than winning the championship over your rivals. Just when we started talking about the Phantoms and the Sharks rivalry, the Mystics proved why they are the #1 rivals. They lost every matchup of the regular season to the Phantoms, and they couldn't care less. This is the only game that matters now. Congratulations to the Mystics on their first franchise championship. If you haven't already, make sure you tune into the FSL Discord, because we are officially on to the off season. Check out the Season 4 draft boards there, some FSL college exclusives, and help your team managers draft the best team possible. Because Season 3 is in the books and Season 4 is on the horizon. Pick up your exclusive FSL Mystics Championship merch for a limited time only in the FSL store. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That's it for Season 3, and what an amazing season it was. And from me, Kenny Fisher, in the booth, one last time, thank you all for watching. Get home safe, and thanks again for tuning into this official broadcast from the FSL.